Hello, and welcome to Jaguar News and Views. I'm Andy Chris.
And I'm Sue Olson. We are your anchors for today's show.
Jaguar News and Views is produced by the first-year public speaking students here at Thomas-Jefferson High School, in conjunction with the production staff at WJAG.
Today's show includes Mike Bird and Matt Halchin with Scores and Sports, and Kim Snyder and Chad Snyder with upcoming events.
It also includes John Nuss with the Jag of the Week, Caitlin Krieger with her public service announcement, and Scott Bauer with the special on tattoos.
Now let's go to Scott Bauer with this week's special. Scott?
Thanks, Sue. This week's special deals with the new trend at Jefferson High School. That new trend, you might ask, is tattooing. Our special guest is Sue Olson. Now let's go on location to Allison Zahidi and Mara Lundeen. Guys?
Fine. Well, students at Jefferson High School, what is the new trend of 95-96?
Well, we're here to show you. Tattoos. We're standing in Tattoos by Gertrude in downtown Minneapolis with Susan Olson, who will be joining us in a minute to get a tattoo.
Okay, cut. Well, she's getting her tattoo. Susan, what decided to make you get a tattoo?
I've always wanted one, and like comfort, so get a comfort.
So are you nervous about this?
Oh yeah, I'm nervous. I think with the needle. It's nervous.
So why did you decide to get Thumper?
He's cute. Very cute.
And you love animals, right?
Yes, animal rights.
As you can see, he has applied a tattoo where she's gonna get it right by her belly button.
And he cleaned her stomach and
Shaved all the hair off.
so she's just about ready to go.
And remember that you do need certain restrictions for getting a tattoo. One, you need to be at least 18 years old or have a parent consent. No parent consent? Oh, sorry. No parent consent. You must need to be 18 years old of age.
Before you get a tattoo, you want to make sure you go to a trusted place and make sure they clean their needles and are very sterile.
Stayed in school there 20 years in April.
About how many tattoos do you do a day?
Some days I don't do any, some days we do lots. We're up 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. We've got 5 artists working all the time.
Why does it seem lately that like
There's a
teenagers,
prospective customer.
like 18-year-olds, like kids in high school or in college have been getting tattoos lately?
They've always been getting tattoos, just lately.
It isn't just lately?
My average age of customer is and has been 18 to 24 for the last...
Sorry.
Would you like me to turn it all the way up where it belongs? And I'll mute it.
Specialized career site.
My average customer has been 18 to 24 for the last 26 years that I've been tattooing. So it's always been kids 18 to 24. I mean, I still do a lot of others of all different ages. But that's my largest group. So now a lot of them are getting piercings on the all her money and all her clothes are gone.
We're editing that out.
Okay, and now here we go, starting the tattoo.
Bring it up. I have only 2 rules: no smoking, you hear me?
I have no cigarette timing.
And no farting.
Okay.
You have no gas in you, I know. Oh, that's so painful. Oh, you're hurting me. Stop, you big brute, you.
Well, it hurts.
I heard the worst part is the
Outline.
Yep.
And putting up with my bad jokes. I can't hear you.
No, as you can see right now, that is how he cleans the needle and sterilizes it to the next color.
Let it closer. Want to let it closer? That one I didn't have. Ricky. They're paying for it by check. I hope it doesn't add more than $200. Now, how much you charge me?
regular one.
And because it doesn't have autofocus.
Could be more than that.
Well, I need the autofocus at all.
Tell her she's not gonna be able to get her.
Oh, hi, Thumper.
Don't touch, don't touch.
There's my tattoo, everyone.
Go over here and take a close up now. You move over here now that I'm done.
That's as far as I go.
Bend over, bend down.
So, Sue, what do you think?
I love it.
And now we're gonna bandage it up.
What a cutie.
That is cute. So how long do I have to keep my bandage on for?
4 hours.
This concludes our journey to the tattoo parlor. Sue?
Well, I'm still alive, and I'm gonna love my Thumper, so I'll patch it up now. Everyone can see it later.
Back to you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. So, next time I think about someone with a tattoo, I won't think about someone in the Navy. I'll think about the girl sitting next to me. Why, Sue, I never knew. Next, we have Caitlin Krieger with her public service announcement. Caitlin?
Brr, isn't it cold and wet outside? Can't you just wait to get inside to that warm, cozy house and that hot fireplace? But wait, you could have a major fire hazard on your hands. You should take the following steps to ensure the safety of your house and family. First, clean and replace the furnace filter. Then have a qualified professional inspect the maintain the furnace. Next, make some small adjustments on your smoke alarms to make sure the batteries work. Then you'll be sure that they work in case of an emergency. Next, you should probably clean the fireplace thoroughly to make sure that the flue opens and closes easily. Now for the final step, checking your carbon monoxide detectors would be a good idea. This is also to ensure the safety and make sure that they are effective in case of emergency. Now that these steps have been followed, you can make sure that your house is safe and you can enjoy that nice, cozy fire without any doubts that you aren't safe. Back to you, Sue.
Thanks, Caitlin, for that public service announcement. I will be more aware at home with fire safety. Now let's go to John Ness with the Jaguar of the Week. Take it away, John.
Thanks, Sue. Most of you may not have known it, but right here in our own school, we have a two-sport star. What makes it even better is that the two sports take place in the same season. No, he's not Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders. He's Jim Nunn. Jimmy has managed to rank in the top 3 point scorers for soccer and the top 10 kickers for football. In soccer, he averages a little more than 2 points a game, which is a tough task, especially in the Lake Conference. Jim and his soccer team are now preparing for a matchup with the strong Apple Valley Eagles, the winner of which gets a conference title and the #1 seed in the section playoffs. Jim has led his soccer team to a 12-2-1 record this year. One of Jimmy's teammates says this about him: he's a great team leader. You couldn't ask for much more out of a captain. In football, Jim has compiled an almost flawless kicking record, going 3 for 3 in field goals and 14 for 16 in extra points. When asked what his aspirations for this year are, he said, to make it to the Dome for football and soccer. Hopefully his dream will come true. We wish Jim and both his teams good luck this year. Back to you, Andy.
Thank you, John. If you haven't had a chance to go out and see Jim Nunn play, try and catch him as both the football team and the soccer team go into the playoffs. Now we have our upcoming with Kim and Chad Schneider. Kim? Chad?
On Monday, October 9th at 4:30, JV football plays Trask at home. At 3:30, girls tennis regional tournament also is at Jefferson. Tuesday, October 10th at 3:30 p.m. 9th grade volleyball plays Kennedy at home. On 4 o'clock, B and JV girls soccer plays Apple Valley at home. And at 5 p.m. at varsity, Apple Valley plays Jefferson at Apple Valley. At 7 o'clock, varsity boys soccer plays Apple Valley at Apple Valley. On Tuesday, October 11th, at 7 a.m., girls tennis regional semifinals at 98th Street Racket Club and Burnsville and Racket Club. At 4 p.m., girls B soccer plays Prior Lake at Jefferson. Kim?
On Thursday, 7 o'clock a.m., girls tennis starts regions at 98th Street Racquet Club and Burnsville Racquet Club. 4 o'clock p.m., girls soccer plays Minneapolis Southwest at Jefferson. That is JV and varsity. 7 o'clock, varsity volleyball plays Lakeville at Jefferson. Friday, October 13th, after school at 3:30 p.m., boys and girls cross-country running has a Lake Conference Championship at Egan. Help cheer on the football team at Lakeville at 7:30 p.m. Saturday, October 14th, to be determined are the girls and boys soccer regions. 10 a.m., girls swimming has an invitational at Duluth. Also, there's a debate tournament this weekend. Good luck to all of our sports and activities. Have a good weekend. Back to you, Sue.
Thanks, Kim and Chad, for the upcoming events. I'll try to get to some of those events to support our team. Now let's go to Art Crawl with this week's editorial on the rainforest. Take it away, Art.
We are destroying them. Every day, 50 acres of our world's rainforests are slashed and burned to make way for farmland. Farmland that in 5 years will be worthless. This must stop. Our rainforests hold countless plants that have yet to be identified. Plants that may hold cures to diseases such as cancer or the more deadly AIDS virus. As the rainforests disappear, so will the animals that live there. Animals that can be found nowhere else on Earth. Every year, over 1 million animals die from the loss of their homes. That's 1 million innocent lives murdered each year. When will we wake up? When will we realize the catastrophic effects that this mass destruction has on our world? One of the world's largest ecosystems will have been completely wiped out in less than a decade. The loss of this ecosystem has cataclysmic effects, effects that could even lead to the extinction of our own race. We have a responsibility to stop the destruction, stop the slaughter of innocent animals, stop the loss of precious resources. We must save our rainforests and save our world. We must do it today.
Thank you, Art. That sure had an effect on me. I feel bad about that 1,000 acres of African rainforest that I had slashed and burned. I won't do it next time. Next, we have Matt Houchin and Mike Bird with their interpretation of the sports. Take it away, Matt.
Well, thank you, Andy. On October 2nd, the girls' soccer team edged the Kennedy Eagles 3-1 in their annual grudge match. The goals in the game were scored by junior Sonia Cordes, senior co-captain Ann Hultgren, and Jessica Willie. Junior Sonia Cordes said that the key to their victory was that everyone played to the best of their ability despite the bad weather. And she was also glad that they were able to put Kennedy in their place, for this season anyway. Then, Saturday, October 7th, Jefferson spanked St. Cloud 7-1, improving their overall record to 7-3-3. In other sports news, the Jaguar girls cross-country team placed second in the Princeton Invitational on September 23rd with outstanding performances by Erin Ward and Becca Jacks. Way to go, girls. And Jefferson's volleyball team is now ranked 5th in state after hammering Kennedy in only 45 minutes with scores of 15-0, 15-5, and 15-6. It looks like Jefferson's already off to a great year. Now over to Mike Bird with more scores in sports. Mike?
Thanks, Matt. Recent Jefferson scores in boys and girls athletics show great results for the Jaguars. The Jefferson football team ruined Chaska's homecoming on Friday, October 6th, with a crushing 36-6 win. Doug Hoffer and John Nuss alternated at quarterback and sparked the team to a dominating win. Tri-captain Paul Kane felt the offensive line played one of its better games. The football team now has a 5-1 record. Girls tennis defeated St. Paul Academy on Friday afternoon, October 6th. Their 5-2 win boosted their record to 15 wins and 2 losses. Coach Rich Olson says the players are looking sharp as they begin region playoffs. On Saturday, October 7th, Jefferson girls volleyball took third place at the Lakeville Invitational Tournament. In winning third place, they defeated Winona 15-9 and 15-4. Earlier in the day, Jefferson defeated Rochester, Mayo, and Red Wing. They lost to Holy Angels prior to winning the third place game. Lakeville beat Holy Angels to win their own tournament. Back to you, Sue.
Thanks, Mike and Matt, for the sports. I just don't understand how you get to the games without a license and everything and still get your homework done. Now let's go to this week's Of Note with John Mershakari. John?
Thanks, Sue. Currently shown in Minneapolis theaters is the movie Seven. The plot involves a serial killer who is slaughtering people according to a vicious pattern. He commits a murder for each of the 7 deadly sins: gluttony, greed, sloth, lust, pride, wrath, and envy. The mastermind behind the murders toys with the cops throughout the movie. Strong language and long looks at tortured victims earn this movie its R rating. Seven is the kind of movie people go to for a good thriller. Morgan Freeman, who seems to be more experienced, plays the lead investigator on the verge of retirement, helped out by his new hotshot partner, Brad Pitt. At first, the two don't find themselves to be compatible, but as the movie continues, they work things out. An interesting part was when Brad Pitt was yelling at a reporter for taking pictures of him and his partner. Later, when they break into the killer's apartment, they find the pictures that were taken by the reporter hanging in his darkroom. A part that was really rude was the first killing, gluttony. The killer forces a fat man to eat to death until his stomach literally bursts. The only thing I didn't particularly like about this movie is the fact that it was always raining and the sun never came out. I think it would have made it more dramatic if there was more change in atmospheres, outdoors, and at the scene of the crime. The ending is so unexpected, you may widen your eyes in shock. The credits are done backwards in jumpy frames with flashes of craziness. It appears to be the work of the killer himself. I would give Seven 4 out of 5 stars. Back to you, anchors.
Thank you, John. Sounds like a good movie, but the only part you didn't like was the rain? Maybe I thought the man exploding from eating too much wouldn't be too good.
Thanks for watching Jaguar News Reviews. Please tune in next week for the show.
And that's the news to us.
Good job.